This here is a remarkable,
Welcome to the Wedding of Distinction podcast, a program for the unique bride and groom. The Wedding of Distinction is a concept where brides and grooms want something better. Not just your average wedding. We have the tools to make that happen. Now, here's your host, Mike Fernino.
Well, hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for the listen. This is Mike Fernino, and of course, this is the Wedding of Distinction podcast. Now, this podcast keeps growing and growing, and I want to thank Charlene Sharrow from Wedding Styles of CT for her wonderful support, allowing me the opportunity to come out to bridal shows and conduct interviews with all fantastic wedding vendors that are participating at that particular show. Now, recently, at a bridal event held at Woodwinds of Branford, Connecticut, I was able to conduct this particular interview with our friends at JCakes. Now, I got to tell you, as a wedding DJ, I get the opportunity to see and even sample some real great desserts at weddings. And JCakes always brings a very impressive creation. Your wedding cake, well, it's not just a dessert, it's a statement. And in the hands of a true culinary artist, well, the wedding cake can truly embody what the bride and groom want to make as their wedding statement. Of course, thankfully, gone are the days of wedding cakes that had water fountains with a plastic bride and groom. Now, today's wedding cakes, they're modern and they're innovative. And we get into discussing that during this interview. Now, just a very quick show note. This is a live interview, and during the interview, the MC from KC101, which is our local radio station, well, he was really shooting off his mouth in the background, and some of the interview might be a little bit difficult to hear, and I offer my apologies, but I still feel it's worthy to present to you in this podcast. So we're going to discover now how sweet it actually really is today on the Wedding of Distinction podcast. Well, hi-ho, everybody. It's Mike from the Wedding of Distinction live at the Woodwinds Bridal Show. We are here. It's January of 2025. I don't know when you're listening to this, but it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's like 45 and sunny, and there's a whole lot of people here getting married. Woodwinds is one of the top destinations in all of Connecticut, and located beautifully in Branford, right here on the Connecticut coast. It's just a great place to get married. I want to thank Charlene Sharrow from WeddingStylesOfCT.com for hosting me and letting our podcast come on out and talk with all the different vendors. And right now, I'm sitting here with Isabella, and Isabella is going to allow me the opportunity to talk about something that I really like, and that's food, in particular, dessert. Isabella's with JCakes. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I am good. It's noisy here. There's a lot going on. We got the live sound here.
It is, but it's awesome. It's awesome to see so many people out here, so many brides getting ready for their wedding. It's really great to see.
Yeah, and I would tell anyone that if you're one of those, I like to text, I like to email, there's nothing quite like coming out and shaking hands and meeting with people. Forget Instagram and Pinterest. Seeing the people that make the cakes. Yeah. And seeing like the samples.
Yeah, 100%. Being in person is honestly my favorite part of this job. Like, I love coming to talk to people, whether it's, even for other occasions, a birthday or a retirement or their wedding. I love being able to chat with people and see what their dream ideas are for their cakes.
So let's, speaking of live, the big mouth MC in the background, but it's okay. What's the history of JCakes? How'd you all get started, and how long you been doing it?
So JCakes actually is under different ownership now than it originally was. So currently my owner's name is Hope, and I don't actually know like our full backstory before that, so I don't want to speak to that. But she has been doing this for a while since she's taken over, and she's great. She is really passionate about what she does and passionate about helping customers make their dream cakes happen, like I said, for any occasion. But we love doing weddings. They deliver for weddings all over the state. And so she really cares about making the customers happy and feeling like they can walk in and have a moment that they'll always remember.
Now, JCakes is located in North Branford, right?
It is, yeah. So right past the East Haven line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm old, and I remember, you probably will never remember this, but I remember the wedding cakes that had a water fountain in the middle. It was colored, and it'd be like two little bridges, and the bride and groom would be walking. Oh my gosh!
I know they've done some really big stuff in the past. Like I know older cakes I've seen when they have those pillars. I don't know if they do that as much anymore, but I've definitely seen some really awesome vintage cakes for sure.
Yeah, that's the word is vintage. We don't say old. We say vintage. Thank you very much. The evolution of the wedding cake. What's it like now? Because I know I've seen JCakes come into the weddings that I DJ, and some of they're magnificent creations.
Yeah, I think what's really awesome now is with the evolution of like Pinterest and other social media platforms that people really have such a wide variety of designs that they can choose from. So they're not so much maybe limited to classic styles, even though we still love a classic style. But let's say something like you have a pet and you want to put a little figure of your dog taking a little bite out of your cake in the back. We can do something like that. We have such talented fondant artists who work with us who make all kinds of things. So if you're a sports fan and you want a football jersey on your cake, maybe you want a groom's cake or something to represent a passion or a love of yours, we can do that. And I think that's just really awesome and a nice personal touch to complement your wedding and your specific style.
And I'd point out that the fondants really give you an opportunity to be very creative and artistic.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that makes the cake stand out 100%. That would be something that's a show-stopping moment. If you walk in and you see, a huge, we've done like Game of Thrones cakes or a cake that looks maybe traditional in the front, white frosting and things of that nature, but then is a totally different Disney theme or superhero theme on the back. We could do all kinds of designs, and I think it's just a great testament to the artistry that we have at the bakery. It's amazing.
So we'll get into it now, literally into the cake. I mean, because there have been many weddings that I have also personally sampled the cake, and it's a beautiful cake until you actually bite into it. And obviously, I know you guys have very tasty cakes and fillings and options. A little bit about the baking process and what you can do.
Yeah, so I think our taste really makes us stand out. So we have a variety of different cake flavors and then also fillings that we do. So our fillings I really want to talk about because we hand whip those in-house. So we have actually a lot of mousses that we do. We have a really amazing chocolate mousse. That's one of our most popular wedding cake fillings that we actually had here today. But we got out of those super quickly. They were hot today. But we also have a really amazing mixed berry mousse, for example, which is a white chocolate mousse with strawberry and raspberries mixed in. That's my favorite. I could talk about that all day long. But yeah, we hand make those in-house, so everything tastes fresh. We also use a different style frosting than some other places might use or that you might traditionally see in wedding cakes. So we use a French buttercream, so it's actually a really light flavor, and it's a really delicious and moist cake when you bite into that. So that's something I would emphasize. Its taste is really important too. Not only do you get something that looks really good, but it will taste really good.
So now, what's the window of when a cake is baked to when everyone's going to have it at the wedding? I mean, how fresh is a cake supposed to be? How long can it go before, is it something that can be refrigerated? Is it something that is okay if you just bring it into the room and it's sitting there as a decorative? A lot of people love to display their wedding cakes.
So I think there's a lot of factors there. One of them is definitely the season and the setting of your wedding. So if you're having a summer wedding and your reception's outside, you're definitely going to want to keep that cake refrigerated, outside of the sun. We don't want any melting to happen there, especially with our buttercream. So it's very seasonal dependent, but most often we say, keep those cakes refrigerated, which we do when we deliver it to the venues, and those are refrigerated ahead of time before they're brought out for the reception. But I know a lot of couples, they actually like to freeze some of their cakes. So if you have a tiered cake, you can take the top tier off and freeze it for your anniversary, even a year later. And a lot of people do that. I think that's a great tradition. But yeah, everything is very fresh and it will taste delicious as soon as it's served right at your wedding.
Is the trend of the cupcakes, is that still a thing?
Yeah, I definitely think so. We've had a lot of people ask about that today. I really love our cupcake towers. A lot of the times it's a tower that's stacked up, and then we actually have a 6-inch cutting cake at the top so that our couple has something to cut, and that could be whatever design that they prefer. But then, guests might like different flavors, or they want, something smaller they can grab quickly. And the cupcakes, they look just as beautiful as a tiered cake. It's just a different style, whatever you prefer.
is JCakes just into cakes, or do you also do extras and pastries and things like that, or Viennese tables and whatnot?
So we mainly do cakes and cupcakes. We also have some different desserts that we do at our shop, such as mini cannolis, macarons, and other small desserts. But mainly we are in with cakes and cupcakes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are there trends right now? Popular styles, colors? What's in for 2025?
What's in for 2025? I think, it's honestly very season dependent. We see this kind of every year. It's a little bit early, I think, for me to say a big trend, but I know that a lot of our couples love fresh florals. I think that that's something that we do really well. We could do a lot of different arrangements on the cake. I've had a lot of people ask today, I'm getting married in the fall, so what would really suit a fall wedding? What kind of colors can we do that fit that design? And, I want people to feel like they're in the season that we're in. So I think it's really seasonal dependent, but I would love to see pops of color this year. And like I said, I'm a big fan of the fondant pet trend. I think anytime I could get a pet on the cake, I would love to. I personally have a lot of dogs at home, so that's something I would love to see, but we'll definitely see. We'll see what the year brings.
And how about lead time? When a couple comes in, they order their cake, what is the right amount of time that they really need to get that order in without it being rushed?
Yeah, I normally, I tell people, don't worry, usually you have a lot of time. Like a lot of people here today are getting married maybe this fall or even next year. I normally like to say as a benchmark, come a couple months prior. So let's say you're getting married in, October, November. I would say mid-late summer, come in for a tasting with us. We do complimentary tastings for all of our couples that are about 30 minutes long, and that way they can come in, get the full flavor profile, and consult with us about design as well. So I would say a few months prior to your wedding would be a great time to come in.
Do you ever have it where a bride and groom cannot come to a decision as to the flavor of their cake, and you have to make a 50-50 cake or something like that?
So that's a good question, but what's great actually is that we can resolve that easily because we can actually do different flavors for each tier. I've been telling a lot of people that today. It's one of my favorite things we do so that you can accommodate different flavor profiles. Like if you're a chocolate lover, but your partner wants the vanilla and the berries, we can mix and match that for you, no problem.
And what's the most popular flavor and most popular filling?
Okay, so our most popular flavor and filling combinations are two we had here today. That's going to be our chocolate mousse. For one, that's a chocolate cake with a chocolate mousse filling inside. And then our mixed berry flavor is a vanilla cake with a mixed berry mousse. That's a white chocolate mousse, and it has strawberry and raspberry mixed in. And those are our two most popular.
I'm really hungry right now, so please let our listeners find out exactly how they can connect with you at JCakes.
Yeah, so you can visit our website. It's www.j-cakes.com, or you can call our phone number, and that's 203-488-2800. And you can contact us anytime with any questions. We would love to get in touch with you and make your dream cake happen.
Isabel, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
I've got sugar shock right now. You're listening to the Wedding of Distinction. Yeah, we're live, all right. You can tell. At Woodwinds 2025. Thanks for the listen, everybody.
We hope you are enjoying the podcast. Your Wedding of Distinction host, Mike Fernino, is a 30-year veteran of the wedding industry as a professional DJ and master of ceremonies. As the founder of Music in Motion Entertainment, Mike has worked with thousands of couples over the years, creating dynamic and exceptional events that stand out in the eyes and ears of the wedding guests. Music in Motion is a full-time professional wedding service based in Connecticut and serving the surrounding states, also offering photography, custom lighting design, videography, photo booth, and live classical and jazz musicians. Call 203-627-9600 and ask for their wedding e-brochure or visit their website at musicinmotionentertainment.com.
This here is a remarkable,
The Wedding of Distinction podcast is a production of Music in Motion Entertainment. All rights reserved. Any unauthorized publication of this program is strictly prohibited. For the Wedding of Distinction podcast, I'm Mike Vincent. Happy wedding planning, everybody.
Come on.